Hello, everyone. My name is Therese Bannon, and this is my final media project for Women's Studies 101. Welcome back to Work and Lives podcast. I'm your host, Therese Bannon, and we are recording here in Las Vegas, Nevada, a city built on the labor of service workers, hospitality staff, entertainers, hardworking families who hold everything together. Our podcast is titled FMLA and Us Work, Family, and Gender in America. We will be exploring a very specific policy that shapes our families, our futures, and our day to day lives. That specific policy that we will be talking about is the Family and Medical Leave Act, which is FMLA. We will be diving into what FMLA promises, where FMLA may fall short, and how FMLA connects to gender, work, and equality. Later in this episode, I will be inviting my mom to join me to talk about her real life experience balancing home life and work here in Las Vegas. First thing I'm going to talk about is what exactly is FMLA? The Family and Medical Leave Act allows eligible employees the right to take unpaid job protected leave when they need time off for different reasons. These reasons can range from recovering from a serious illness, welcoming a new child, or even helping out a close family member who may be seriously ill. So while you're on leave, your health insurance is supposed to continue just as if you were still working. And that's from the US Department of Labor. So the thing is, though, is that eligibility isn't as simple as it may seem. Well, the requirements for this include you must have worked for your employer for at least 12 months, logged 1,250 hours, and work for a company with 50 or more employees within a 75-mile radius. And that again is quoted from the US Department of Labor. Here in Las Vegas, there are many people who work part time, seasonal, and shift jobs as well. So those requirements leave many workers unprotected. Why does FMLA matter? It's a very important thing to understand. I want you to imagine these scenarios. Imagine that you're welcoming a new baby, or maybe your elderly parents are very sick, or you yourself are having a really hard time and is coming on with a serious cough, right? So, this Act FMLA is supposed to give workers the peace of mind that they won't lose their jobs during these life changing events. So, research shows that after FMLA was passed, more mothers were able to return to the same job after childbirth. And obviously, that's a very exciting thing and a very thrilling thing because it gives mothers a chance to recuperate and so many more reasons. But then again, the truth sets in and a realization is made that leave is unpaid. Okay. So, this simply means that there are families who cannot afford to use their FMLA. In cities like Las Vegas, where casino employees often rely on overtime, tips, and long shifts, unpaid leave can mean the difference between paying rent or falling behind. Reports have been shown that low income workers, single parents, and part time employees are the people who are severely impacted by this. These workers make up most of the Las Vegas workforce. They are not able to use their FMLA to their advantage, even when they may desperately need it. So, FMLA does exist and is truly very important. But does it truly protect all workers? That's the question. So let's take a look at FMLA from a different standpoint through the perspective of women and gender studies. So it becomes very clear that caregiving of the family and family life continues to fall on women. For some women, it even falls on their shoulders in a very disproportionate way. Even with FMLA in place, research shows men's participation in caregiving has not significantly increased. So, this means that there is a huge dependency on women, specifically mothers, to continue the responsibilities of caring for the family, whether that is to care for a sick child or focus on any family issues at hand. In industries like here in Las Vegas, where many workers are women, women of color, and immigrant women, this imbalance becomes even more visible than before. Casino shifts can be very long. I'm sure we can all understand that. And oftentimes, we are unsure of what to expect during this shift. Workers might be scheduled with little notice, required to stay late when business is busy, or forced to rely on tips and peak hours to just make enough income. So, when caring for the family has to come first, it isn't just emotionally stressful, but it's financially risky. Missing a few days means losing a lot, much more than we could even think of. This creates a cycle where women feel pressured to keep working even when their family needs them. The law protects some, but it also leaves many behind. So, what does this actually reveal about our society? When you take a step back, FMLA tells us something about our societal values. Caring for a family is one of the most essential forms of labor that is unpaid, undervalued, and most especially often invisible. And the people who perform the most care labor is women, especially working class women. This is where Women's Studies 101 becomes deeply relevant. Policies don't exist just to exist. They stand on display of our cultural expectations, power structures, and social inequalities. Okay, so for this last part, I really wanted to take this topic back home, literally. So I've invited my mom here with me today. We're just going to talk about her experience and what it was like having to balance work and also balancing caring for our family. Mom, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, my first question, just so that our viewers know a little bit about you, where have you been working?
Actually, I work at the Wynn Las Vegas 20 years.
20 years, 21 years, no?
Going next year, yeah.
Okay, so 21 years. I mean, that's a really long time in the
Yeah, I don't
casino
imagine
business.
I stayed one job in that long years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Also, it's very hectic in the
Excuse
casino.
me. It is, especially during Christmas, like holidays. They're really strict, especially in attendance.
Yeah, absolutely. Based on your own experience, when our family needed care, whether for health or emergencies, how did you balance that with work?
So, at work, there have these FMLA. So that's very important, especially if you like stay longer days, like
Mm-hmm.
because after 3 days, it's called FMLA. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to have a doctor's, uh, there is a paper that the doctor who filled out. Actually, I get last year I got FMLA for 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
So FMLA actually helps to those who are in need of hours, like long days of staying home, especially you're sick or you're watching your babies or you're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So those FMLAs actually truly as we need it.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be terminated at work because
Mm-hmm.
when you keep calling out, they it's a ground for termination. So
Yeah.
you're gonna lose your job.
That do you think that people working different kinds of jobs, especially here in Las Vegas, have equal access to leave and support? Yeah, do they?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's a government program. You have, I think it is one way of helping the employees to stay in your job, especially if you're
Mm-hmm.
sick, if you have, things to, very important things to do. Medical leave is actually, yeah.
It's very
Like it's
helpful.
also not only if you're families, because example, my mom lives in the Philippines.
Right.
I can use FMLA for that
Mm-hmm.
if I want to take care of her because she's 82. Like,
Mm-hmm. So, what are the requirements for FMLA? Like, you do you receive that like
no,
as a full time worker?
as a full time worker, yes.
You receive that.
Yes. But see, it was an instance in my job.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, One of my coworkers, she's a study extra,
Yeah.
but she called out because of her kids.
Mm-hmm.
But she ended up get fired, right?
Oh wow.
But the union
Okay.
fought for her.
Oh, that's good.
So for I think 2 years she's gone.
Wow.
She never get paid because some they get paid for that.
For
They back
FMLA?
pay.
Oh,
No,
okay.
the company will pay if
Okay.
she won the because you can fight
Mm.
for it
Yeah.
because you have a reason why.
Yeah.
So I think she was able to when go back to her work like at the win and
Yeah, I
then
remember. So have you ever felt that well, I guess in your circumstance you didn't really feel the effects of FMLA, like the negative side of FMLA
no
cuz
because I actually because during my case um the doctor if the doctor signed for that
mhm,
no employer can ask for or question you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you ever, like, if there was one thing you could change about workplaces and how they handle family or medical leave, would you change anything? Or if you would, what would be that one thing that you would change?
Because sometimes family is actually hard to get. Not unless you have really like valid reasons. It should be maybe some. There should be aside for a family. There's another like program or something like
Mm-hmm.
be able like all of us whether you're not sick be able to also like because sometimes you will have to like immediate to go a place or
Yes.
to visit a family like
Yeah.
a lot of things that even you're not sick there should be a what do you call this an emergency vacation that you can
Yeah,
use.
absolutely. I think there's a lot of circumstances. So that's kind of what we're talking about today is that there's a lot of circumstances where families do need that and sometimes they don't get that. Or
Mm.
even like well, FMLA is like you don't get paid for that, right? So like if you don't have another job or if you don't have like if you that's your only
No,
like
but
work.
see, you cannot work when you're a family. You
Mhm.
cannot work other job.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
So you
because
have to stay on
like
unpaid.
another example is one of my no, they work still in the win, but then
Hmm.
she got fired because of FMLA. She called out at work, and she report in the other job, and then the
Oh
boss I think
no.
followed her,
Hmm.
and she saw her example. You call out and use FMLA, you don't have points, right?
Hmm.
And then you posted a Facebook that you went to a party. Then you
Oh,
get fired for that
yeah.
because that's the proof that you're not sick, but you're using it. You're abusing the
The
because some
advantage.
yeah.
Mhm.
And now in our working place, you're watching how many call you got.
Mhm.
If it's pattern, like pattern, like every Mondays you call and
Oh,
use FMLA,
yeah,
then they will question you.
yeah.
Very
Well,
strict.
it makes sense. I
Yeah,
mean, that makes sense. Uh, yeah, that makes sense though.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
because you have in a certain point, like you obviously have to be strict with those. Like there has to be rules so that people who do need
Will not abuse
FMLA,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like who do actually need FMLA are being able to use it. But thank you for sharing. Do you have something else that you want to say?
No, no. Say in my own experience,
Yeah.
FMLA is a great help when I was sick.
Yeah,
It
yeah, it's
really,
true.
but I wanted to extend it, but the doctor didn't approve
Oh
it.
yeah, see that was another thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there are like in your
The
sickness.
eligibility is very tight.
Yeah, because in
It's
your
very tight.
sickness, no, in your sickness, they will look at how long you're gonna get well. So
Mm,
they're not gonna extend it because they think you're well. Not
right.
unless you see, oh, I got anxiety. I got those are the things that's really, really give the FMLA, like attention. Like they really give it to them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I am in stress, I am anxiety. That's the
Hmm.
one. They will
Yeah.
give it to them longer.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. So there's definitely I feel like there's a lot of different experiences when it comes to FMLA and how it actually works.
Mm.
So I mean, everything always needs like a balance, right? There has to be some good that comes out of it, and there's always some parts that are bad and some things that we need to change.
Mm.
So I think in my mom's case, it was really nice that she had 5 months off. It really helped with what she was going through. But I think like seeing from my mom's side, like she definitely wanted more time to rest and recover and then go back. But then again, like
Yeah, the
things
doctor
are
can.
yeah, so things are based on those moments, like
Yeah.
those specific moments and the things that are happening in that moment. But so yes, thank you, mom, for
You're
sharing.
welcome.
The
Hopefully I help the experience
conversation,
that I
yeah.
that I went through.
Thank you for your experiences and helping me understand the research that I've done and also have my own personal understanding of why policies like FMLA do matter and why their limitations have real consequences for real families or have really good advantages. Final reflections and to the outro of this podcast. I genuinely feel like there is a bigger understanding that we can make and connection that we can make to the policies that are out there and how they affect families. I mean, even our own families and our own lives. This project has made me realize deeply that our lives are shaped by policies. We rarely talk about FMLA, or at least in my own perspective, I haven't really talked about FMLA. Um, when it comes to like talking with coworkers or even talking with like friends or family, I've never had many conversations about it until now. And I think FMLA is pointed in the best direction, right? It's pointed in a step forward for all those people who desperately need it, and who really deserve to have it, and not abuse it. But the thing is also is that I've realized that it doesn't fully protect all families, doesn't protect all circumstances, and especially in cities like Las Vegas, right? Many workers can be excluded from this and are not fully paid. So maybe another step forward that we could take with FMLA is somehow shifting it or reshaping it to be protection for all workers. And I think that's the main point is all workers, not just the ones who fit into eligibility boxes. There are circumstances that are beyond our control, and at some point there's just not much that we can do to change those circumstances, and maybe being a little bit more understanding of that would definitely change lives. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I want to thank my mom also who came to join with me today in being a part of this episode. This has been Work and Lives podcast. Again, I'm your host, Therese Pannon, and take care of yourself and take care of your people. And I'll see you next time. God bless. Yay! It's done.